Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. I hope everybody had wonderful holiday season and a great end of what is now a pretty good year, I have to say. I've had a lot of changes in my life, all pretty much for the better. But with the end of the year comes the end of the phone farming, what I did for the entire year. I made the pledge last year that I was going to go through and I was going to keep track of every transaction that I did through my phone farm so I could give you an accurate idea of what anywhere from between 10 and 20 phones could earn throughout a year. And I was pretty successful with that. There was some challenges along the way. As we all know, there's been a number of apps that have shut down. And if you kept up to date kind of with my situation involving some of these apps, you will know that one of the companies actually tried to copyright strike the YouTube channel, and it turned into some issues, in which case I totally stopped using all of their apps in general. Their apps will be shown on the paper that I have with the total that I have, but it's only what I had earned up to that point. Once all those issues started, I no longer use those apps, and in fact, there could still be money that was left on them that was never cashed out, but they actually decided to lock me out of those apps. So, unfortunately, some of the totals weren't totally accurate, but there were some, extenuating circumstances that made some of the stuff not as easy to calculate. Also, some of the apps kind of stopped working along the way. We've had some go out totally, and if you didn't have the threshold or you weren't able to cash out totally, then you obviously would have lost some money. And I wasn't the only one. There's a number of websites as well. But if we remember this right here, this was the book. This was what I kept all of the weekly notes in. If you were in the beginning up till about the middle of June, I did it as a weekly end of the week type thing where I went through after June when things really kind of slowed down with a lot of these apps stopped paying out timely. I had the issues, like I said, with the one app, a whole group of apps that I stopped using. I stopped doing the weekly format, but I still did keep track of everything that came in. It just wasn't made as a video for you guys here on YouTube. But with no more to go over, let's look at what each of the apps here. I'm going to cover up the total because I'm going to go through each individual app and I'm going to tell you whether I still use them currently or not. So let's get right into it. As you can see here on this piece of paper, that is all the apps that I have used for the entire year. First off, we're going to start with FitPlay, $35 for the entire year. App Bounty, $10. Volcano, that's a website, $25. Ibotta, $40. Money Roar, $35. App Like, $10. Ulotto, $33. Now, Ulotto includes all the U family of apps. That was just how they cash out and how they pay, so $33 for the year there. AppStation, $105. Panel App, $8. Perk, $105. That is all the Perk apps together. That's when you cash out from Perk. Wish they were still with us, but they're no longer around anymore. Play Companion or Play Buddy, they changed the name about halfway through. $20. App Flame, $65. Appster, $2.50. Cash Magnet, $65. Lucky Miner, $15. Cash Alarm, $75. Coin Out, $6.50. Coin Pop, $20. Receipt Hog, $25. AA Music, $45. That's one of the newer ones that I'm currently using. Honey Gain, also one that I started using later this year, $40. Mist Play, $30. Pay Your Selfie, $20. That's one that I wish they would still put some selfies up, but they haven't for about 6 months now, and I do have quite a bit of money, but I haven't made it to the $20 threshold to cash out, so that has some loss along the way. Mobile performance meter, $5, also a newer one that I started to use. And iPole, $25. 25 is the minimum cash out on that one, so whereas I still do have it, I have not done as much with it. And now we'll remove the little cat here, and we will find $865. There you have it. $865 was what my phone farm made this year. And as far as, reviewing it, here's the phone farm as it sits currently. I know you haven't seen much of it recently, other than a couple of the apps. I'm just going to go a quick run over of what's going on. AA Music running on 4 devices. Since I did the video on that, you can run multiple devices at the same time, up to 4, and that's working well. I have a misplay sitting up there. It is on a little bit of automation to keep that earning. I have 4 cash magnets here that are still working, although they are not earning quite as much as they used to. I know Tech Hustler put out a poll asking whether you still use it or not, or whether it was worth the trouble. To be perfectly honest with you, it's still worth using. You just got to know that you're not going to get paid anytime soon. About every 3 months tends to be what they're at. And then down here I have 3 phones on Honeygain. It was nice when I could run 6 phones, but for right now it is just 3 phones that all I can run on there. So that is kind of the whole wrap up of 2019. And for 2020, I am going to still continue to run my phone farm. I will still continue to do a little bit of videos on new apps if I find anything that works really well. I may revisit some older ones that I haven't looked into for quite a while. So as things progress throughout the year, I may talk a little more and more about it. Unfortunately, phone farming, compared to last year, really has declined. But this is election year here in the United States, so election years always tend not to be good as far as if you have any of the ones that you need to watch ads and stuff like that on, because there will be tons of them. If it was anything like 2018, I have to say it was really good. I mean, some of the earnings per week was more than, it was $33 for the entire year last year. I was doing that a lot of times per week. It's just everything comes and goes. Perk is no longer with us. So it's just going to be a matter of trying to figure out what's new in the world of phone farming. And I will also, as I find new apps to put on there, I will talk about them a little more. Other things that I accomplished here at the end of 2019, I don't think I've shown here on the camera, is the redo of my reef tank. It was actually just rebuilt here about 4 weeks ago, so I'll give you the first peek here on YouTube of my reef tank. And it's still just getting established. All the fish are still the same that I had previously. A lot of the corals have been taken out or I gave away, and some of them are still in there, some anemones. But it's a kind of a rebuild, and I have a new direction I want to go with this tank, and I hope to be able to show that to everybody, as it is one of my passions, one of my things I really do like to do. The other one you'll start to see more and more of here on the channel will be outside in the garden. I did set up a hydroponics system that I was doing a tryout for, and I found it is working really well. I did a tour around my property. I have a number of more tropical fruit trees that will be planted. Right now they're small. I got them in pots. In the spring they will go into the ground, and I will have a lot more as far as the hydroponics to come. I'm going to double the size of my current hydroponics. I'm going to hopefully get up to be able to run about 40 plants to bring in extras, and I'm also looking into doing some microgreens set up whether it's outside or inside under some grow lamps. So if that piques your interest, is that something that you like, please keep an eye out here on the channel. It's kind of going through a turbulent time here on YouTube, where YouTube's made it difficult for us creators to really express what we really like to do without the fear of, trying to get our videos marked as, for children, not for children. Is it a general audience video? There's a lot of questions around. So for the time being, there won't be any more gaming content put on. I have talked with a number of people about it, and also I did talk to a friend of mine that is a business lawyer that was pretty sure that I should have no problems with leaving up the current gaming content on the channel, as they should be seen as general use, because all of these apps are mobile games, and most kids that are under the age of 12 tend not to have access to a phone, and they all include micro purchases, which you must be older than that to make that purchase. So we're hoping that that doesn't turn into a legal issue. I think everything's going to be fine. I'm going to leave them up and see how it is, but we'll see how the year goes. It is only the first day of 2020, and we'll continue, we'll push on. I hope everybody has a wonderful year this year, and I hope to be sitting here doing this with you 1 year from today, and we'll talk about some better phone farm earnings and also how life is going. So I thank you for joining me here on the channel. If you like what I do, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and YouTube has a better chance of notifying you. Not always, but a better one. And I thank you all for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day and a happy new year.